This is Blue coming at you strictly for educational purposes. I am just sharing things that I'm studying that I have found useful and that I think you might find useful too. But this is not advice in any way, shape, or form. Today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on a book I'd heard a lot about and finally got around to reading. It is called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it's only like 90 pages, so not sure why it took me so long to read it. What I really like about this book is that it gives financial advice in story form. As you know, I'm a big fan of stories. Facts tell, stories sell. The other thing that I love about this book is they talk about the number one goal, and that is when a man goes from earning from their own labor to a man who draws dividends from the earnings of their gold. Or in our case, because the government took our gold in 1933, the earnings and dividends from our investments, from our assets. That is when you also go from being a slave to being sovereign. You no longer have to exchange your time, your life force for money. One thing that stuck out is how many people were slaves in Babylon. Most of Babylon was built through slave workforce. It also included many citizens who were sold into slavery because of crimes or financial troubles. It was a common custom for men to put themselves, their wives, or their children up as bond to guarantee payment. In case of default, those bonded were sold into slavery. Most of the merchants of Babylon were slaves. They had found a way to partner with their masters and start a business, but most of them started out as slaves. They did not own anything. And that is what my surprising takeaway in The Richest Man in Babylon. There are some other, practical steps and everything, and like how to be lucky and stuff like that. But what I took away is that, one, it goes back to trust. If you want to build an empire that lasts multiple generations. So the storyteller of this book is talking about how he built his way up from rags to riches. And he asked a wealthy man how he did it. And he actually listened to that wealthy man's advice. And that wealthy man said, "Hey, I trust you more than my own sons. I'm going to give you this parcel of land." And so he granted him this land to be the trustee of and to take care of and to see how much money he could make off of this parcel of land. He started a trust. And now that trustee is teaching that man's grandson not just how to manage this land and make the most money off of it, but what are other life lessons and wisdom and knowledge that his grandfather learned, and from pulling himself up from being a slave, which his grandson was very surprised to learn that his grandfather, who had built this empire and accumulated this wealth, built this family trust, started out as a slave. Another part that I really like about the family trust, and that being the core part of earning wealth. Once you have these investments and these assets earning money for you, how do you spread that to the people that you love? And you do it through family trust. You take good care of a faithful wife, putteth self-respect into the heart of a man, and addeth strength and determination to his purposes. So actually taking care of a good wife and a family gives your wealth more purpose. You have more incentive to keep it going. And if you're doing it as a family unit and that interdependence, everybody has a vested interest to share and learn and grow together. And that is one of the hidden gems of knowledge in The Richest Man in Babylon that I have not heard anyone else talk about before. Subscribe for more book reviews and to learn more together. Thanks for learning with me. Till next week, lovelies.